Data analysis. I myself, Dr. Razina, on behalf of School of Economics and Commerce, CMR University, Bangalore. I welcome all the participants to the Faculty Development Program that's happening from 9th to 14th September 2024. On the second day of our Faculty Development Program, we are going to learn about data analysis using eView software and hands-on experience. I hereby extend a warm welcome to everyone. Today, on this occasion, we have we
Razina
have
ma'am,
invited
sorry.
a special resource person,
Razina ma'am,
Dr.
can you hear me? Sorry to
Yes,
interrupt you
sir.
in
You're
between.
audible, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you in between.
Yes, sir.
Actually, that is not eView, that is DEMATEL,
All
right?
right, sir. Yes, sir.
And that is a part of multi-criteria decision making
Yes, sir.
because that is the extension of ISM.
All right, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. And we have with us today Dr. Shrish Singh, Amity University, Noida, who was very kind enough to accept our invitation. And sir, when we speak about sir's brief profile, sir has did his graduation on BSc Physics and Mathematics at University of Lucknow during 2001 and 2004. And sir has completed his master's program, MBA program at Uttar Pradesh Technical University during 2005 to 2007. Soon after completing MBA degree, sir has joined Institute of Environment and Management as a lecturer and worked up to 2008. Then has joined Bhagat Singh College of Technology and Management and served as an assistant professor for 12 years during 2022 to 23, and also served as assistant professor at Technia Institute of Advanced Studies. Now serving as an assistant professor at MIT University, Noida. And we have furthermore information about Sir is that Sir is having a rich experience of 14 years in teaching and research. It could be proudly stated that Sir has acted as a reviewer in an international conference and has presented so many papers in international conferences and secured a merit certificate on quantitative marketing research from IIMB Bangalore. And Sir has secured Swayam online courses certifications from IIM Bangalore on the topic quantitative marketing research. With this, let me take the privilege of introducing to our participants for the today that today we are honored to have a distinguished resource person, Dr. Shrish Singh sir, who has joined us with the today to be part of this interactive section. Sir, on behalf of SOEC, I welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, Razina ma'am, for this nice and well
Sir,
explained.
request you to
Yeah,
increase the volume, sir.
yeah. My volume is clear, means it is not audible properly or volume is low. What
Can
is
still be
exact?
increased, sir.
Okay, wait.
Yes, sir.
I think it is 100% from my side,
All right, sir.
and just going to fix it. I think
Yes.
now it is clear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, it's audible,
Okay.
sir.
So thank you, Rosina ma'am, for
Yes,
this
and
beautiful
just a
introduction of
second,
mine.
sir. I request, sir, please unmute all the audience, sir. I mean, say mute all the audience so that there won't be any disturbance.
Okay. So first of all, sorry to all the participants who are present here for keeping them as a waiting because there is a quite very technical things happened with me, uh, but I was means ultimately I was able to resolve all those technical glitches, and now I'm in front of you because it was very difficult for me because I was means thinking that whether it will be possible for me to take this session today or not, but by the grace of God and by the blessings of Diwali sir, all the things happened. So now it's a time for some hands-on, and I wanted to know that 161 participants are here. And, I'm not very much sure whether the students or the participants are aware about this metal session for today or not. So, but I want to make this thing clear that it is not the session on eView. This is a basically session on D-metal. D-metal is what basically it's a multi-criteria decision-making technique, and in these days, D-metal, fuzzy D-metal, and ISM, AHP, ANP, these all are the buzzword on which we what we can say means most of the papers are being published, and research scholars and academicians are writing their papers on this topic. So I would like to start this journey of D-metal first of all. But before starting that, I want to share my screen with you all because first of all, I want to show. couple of slides to you people, and then I will come on hands-on. And the ultimate takeaway of this basically session is that you people will be able to write at least one paper on the DEMATEL technique. So those who are present here, if they are along with me, then definitely at the end of this session, you will be able to write one paper on DEMATEL, because DEMATEL technique is very easy to understand and very easy to elaborate. And what you have to do and what type of requirements are there for DEMATEL, I'm just going to tell all these things. Before that, I want to share a couple of slides with you people. I'm not sure whether my screen is visible to all of you or not. Can anyone tell me, Razina
Yes,
ma'am? I
sir.
think you can moderate. Not,
Yes, sir.
not yet.
Visible.
Visible? Okay.
No,
All
no.
right.
Uh,
Not visible?
Please, sir, share again. It is not visible.
Okay. No issue. I think now it is visible.
No, it's in the process. Now it is visible. Yes, correct.
All right. So, first of all, I would like to introduce the topic on which we are going to discuss today. The topic is D-metal, right? So, D-metal is basically the topic which deals with the multi-criteria decision making. Now, before coming to D-metal, I would like to say something about what is MCDM. So multi-criteria decision making is what basically it involves evaluating multiple conflicting criteria in decision making. It is essential in various fields such as business engineering and environmental management. Understanding MCDM is crucial for effective decision making that aligns with organizational goals. Now, what does it mean? Means whenever we are having a lot of basically criteria or lot of factors with us, then it is becoming very important to means classify those factors on the basis of their significance or on the basis of their importance. So how can we deal all these factors or all these basically criterias? So MCDM is going to deal with that. So MCDM is nothing but the decision making technique. So I hope you all are aware about the decision making. Decision making is basically to select an alternative from the various available alternative, right? So on this basis, uh, I would like to say that please mute yourself, all of you, so that I can continue smoothly. All the participants are requested to mute themselves. All right. So this is multi-criteria decision making, and now we are coming on DEMATEL. So DEMATEL is a basically technique which is used for dealing with multi-criteria decision making, and it's a basically tool through which we can classify all the factors into cause and effect along with their significance. What I'm talking all about, you should try to understand first of all. And for that I would like to share one case with you all. So just listen me carefully. Suppose we want to we are dealing with certain domain means you can connect with your own domain, because there are so many scholars, so many academicians who are from the different domain. So if you want to write any paper on a certain domain, then definitely first of all, if you want to do this type of MCDM technique, if you want to apply, then it's a qualitative technique which can be applicable on the numbers. Means whenever we are trying to find out some factors, some qualitative phenomena with us, and we want to classify those factors or those criteria into the cause and effect, then it is important to use this DEMATEL technique. So what is DEMATEL all about, and how can we implement this DEMATEL technique? I'm just first of all showing you the steps involved into it, and then I will come on the work means basically hands-on work experience, and you can just do the things along with me in Excel. There's no data set required, prior data set, because ultimately the data will be collected by you and then you can analyze. So I can take some hypothetical data and I can just tell you, and along with that I will share you I will share some papers of mine with you all, which have been accepted and under process of publication in Scopus Index Journal. So as far as this demetal technique is concerned, so these are the steps involved into the demetal. So first of all, the first step is to calculate the initial direct relation matrix and average matrix. What is this? I'll be just explaining in the hands-on session, but these are the steps. So first step is to find out the matrix, that is A. Second step is basically to calculate the normalized initial direct relation matrix, that is called D. And in the third step, to develop total relation matrix. Now these three steps are very important. After getting the total matrix, what is required, we have to calculate the sum of rows and sum of columns. And on the basis of these Ri and Cj, we will calculate Ri plus Cj and Ri minus Cj. And on the basis of those Ri plus Cj and Ri minus Cj, you can just find out that what are the factors which are coming under the cause group and which are coming under the effect group. Now the next is set a threshold alpha. How can you
जान का फटाफट चला जाता है यार.
oh, sorry for the interruption. I hope I am audible to all of you. Can anyone confirm it,
Yes, sir,
please?
you're audible, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Okay.
slides are
Okay.
not changing.
Don't bother about the slides, because there are not much slides. Only 4 slides are there, because my objective is very different today. I want to make you people comfortable to write a paper. Please mute. Yes, I want to make you people comfortable to write a paper, and I want that you should take away from this session that after this session you are going to write a paper on D-metal and you are able to get it published in some very good journal. So my ultimate objective is this, and I want to come on the hands-on as soon as possible. Why I'm showing this PPT? There are 4 PPTs which are talking about what is MCDM, what is D-metal, and what are the steps involved into it. So if you want to take the screenshot of this methodology, you can. I think this slide is visible or not for the steps? Not visible?
It was visible.
Okay. Now, so all the participants are requested to take the screenshot of this slide.
Uh, Dr. Saab, we are having this recording mode, so that will be shared
Okay.
after session.
Okay, no. What is reason? Because whenever I'll be coming on hands-on, then they can just connect with this, right?
Okay.
Because the steps are here. Okay. So for the time being, rest all they can get from the recording session. That is not an issue. Okay. I hope this is done from my side. Now I want to show some papers, and then I want to make you people comfortable with the D-metal technique. So I'm going to stop sharing, and again I am coming here along with you, and parallelly I want to share something with you all. Just a moment. uh, I want to showcase you some papers. All right. Okay, so before coming to the hands-on work experience, again I would like to share one paper of mine with you all, so that I think this window is visible to all of you.
Yes, yes. Since
Okay, so this paper, metaverse intersection with artificial intelligence, all can see it. Just let me know whether this particular PDF is visible to all or not. Metaverse intersection with artificial intelligence. This paper
No, it
is
is not
visible or not?
open. Actually, it is not open. It is stopped.
It is stopped. Okay, again I'm going to share it because today there is some technical glitch. So now can anyone confirm whether the paper is visible or not?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, all right. So this is the paper which is based on some sort of multi-criteria decision-making technique. Now, first of all, try to understand what is exactly the MCDM and how can we work on that. Suppose this is a topic. I just want to make you people understand that what means how can you write the paper, right? So suppose this is a paper, topic metaverse intersection with artificial intelligence, a qualitative study focusing on building great customer experience. So what is required? First of all, you have to identify your domain, and if you are identifying your domain, if you are identifying your basic topic, then the next thing is to identify the factors which can affect those means domain, right? Suppose here metaverse, artificial intelligence, and customer experience. This is the domain, and what are the factors which can affect this particular domain? So there are few identified factors, and how can you identify these factors? Through the literature review. So suppose one factor, the first factor is cultural shift, then second factor is hardware requirement, third factor is knowledge, fourth factor is enhancement, inclusivity and diversity. Next factor is digital processing, then comfort. So by this you can have a number of factors with you. So in this particular paper we have identified 13 factors with us. So there are these 13 factors, and these 13 factors can affect the metaverse and the AI, right? So what we are trying to do actually in this paper through DMetal. Suppose if you are knowing that these are the factors which are responsible for something. So factors identification, there are so many researches available which can do the factors identification type of things, but there are very rare researches will be available in your particular domain which are talking about the classification of those factors. So DEMATEL is a technique which can set the priority of your factors. Means priority means which factor is the most significant factor in adopting the AI or metaverse, and which factor is the least important factor. So you can see that factors can get the significance or the importance from the DEMATEL. Parallelly, you can have two groups of the factors. Means you can divide the entire factors into two different groups. One factor will be called as cause group factor, and the next group will be called as effect group factor. So these two things, I think these things are considered as the novel thing, and you have done something very special in your domain, and these are very important for the upcoming researchers. So you can just claim this thing in your paper, and on the basis of this you can forward your paper. So here I am talking about the methodology part only, because I just want to make you people learn how to apply this DEMATEL technique. And one thing more, there are so many techniques available for multi-criteria decision making. So many technique means you can name, there are number of techniques available like ISM. I hope there is session scheduled for ISM with you people, and I think this is scheduled on Thursday if I am right. So you will be knowing that what is ISM. ISM is interpretive structural modeling. So ISM is again the tool for MCDM. Means you can do the multi-criteria decision making with the help of ISM also. There is one another tool that is called as AHP, analytical hierarchy process, then ANP, then DMetal, then VCore, and fuzzy DMetal, gray DMetal, IISM. So number of basically tools available in MCDM. So it is completely up to you in which tool you are comfortable and through which tool you want to explore your factors, you want to classify your factors. But there are slightly difference in all these tools. If I'm talking about ISM, so actually this DMetal session should be after ISM. Why? Because ISM is also classifying the factors, identified factors, into the various level. Then what is the difference between ISM and this DEMATEL technique? Actually, ISM is only providing you the conceptual model, means it is dividing the entire factors into the various level. I will show one paper of mine on ISM also, but the rest all things will be discussed in the next scheduled session, that is scheduled on Thursday. But here I just want to give you the brief introduction of ISM, that what is ISM. ISM is basically classifying the entire factors, all the identified factors, into various levels. Then HP is doing the same thing, but it is giving the significance level to the factors. Now, DEMATEL is a technique which can do both the things altogether. Means it can classify the factors into the various effect and cause group. Parallelly, it can give the significance also of the factors, right? So that is why DEMATEL technique is becoming more popular. And these days, along with DEMATEL, there are so many things have been added up, like gray DEMATEL, fuzzy DEMATEL, and these all are becoming buzzword. And but the basic concept of DEMATEL is common in all these type of tools. If they are talking about fuzzy DEMATEL, again DEMATEL is common in that, right? If they are talking about gray DEMATEL, again DEMATEL is common into that. So here my objective is to explain the DEMATEL, that how can you apply the DEMATEL technique in the multi-criteria decision making. So what we have seen, you have seen that there are 13 factors identified, the factors which can affect the adoption of artificial intelligence and metaverse. So out of those 13 factors, if we want to know that which factor is the most important factor and which factor is the less important factor, and second part is which factor may be the cause factor and which factor may be the effect factor. So what you have done through literature review, you have just identified the factors. Now the problem may arise, sir, from where we can get these factors. So definitely these factors you can just explore through the literature review of your domain. And again you can take the opinion of experts also, right? Suppose you are going through the literature and you are finding lot of factors over there, so you can take the experts opinion also, that out of these 50, 60, 80 factors, how many factors should be considered for the research. So this is basically the part of literature review and expert opinion. And after identifying all these 13 factors or 15 factors or 16 factors or 20 factors, it depends on your own domain, what is required. Now we are coming on the methodology part. The methodology is just classifying the entire thing. So the methodology is classified like this: phase one, literature review and experts opinion. So again, in phase one, literature review is what? Through literature review you can identify the factors of your domain which can affect your domain very much. And experts opinion, with the help of experts opinion, with the help of literature review, you can just uh, finalize your factors, that these factors you are going to take in your study. Then in second phase, there are various steps involved under the DEMATEL technique. Again, it is up to you which method you want to apply, whether you want to apply ISM or you want to apply AHP or you want to apply DEMATEL. Sometimes you can apply the hybrid methodology. Hybrid methodology means you are applying both DEMATEL along with ISM, or AHP along with ISM. So it is up to you that what you want to do and how much you want to do, right? So here you can see that all these factors which have been identified earlier, those factors have been classified. These all are the tables which means we will be working on these tables, because these are the actual hands-on things. I want to showcase all these calculations to you, and I want to make you people comfortable in these calculations, because this is the important part. Rest all is the discussion only. I'm just trying to make the base for you people. Rest is depending on this methodology, right? So this is the table which I want to show you, that what we have done. Firstly, we have identified 13 factors, and then we have applied DEMATEL technique into this. And after application of DEMATEL technique, it is automatically classified into two groups. Some factors, you can see that some factors are coming under the effect group and some factors are known as cause group. So these effect and cause will automatically come. Now, how this effect and cause will come, I will show you this thing in the hands-on. Parallelly, here Ri plus Ci, this parameter, this measure, this metric is showing the importance. The Ri plus Cj value, the highest Ri plus Cj value will be showing the most important factor. Suppose here the highest Ri plus Cj value is 7.55. So this factor, augmenting personalization, is the most important factor, right? So this will be the resultant or the outcome of the DEMATEL. I hope you are along with me till here. Yes, any response? Yes, any response? You all with me or not? Can you hear me?
Actually, sir, I have
Am I
messaged
audible?
everyone, so they can reply through message.
No, no issue, sir. Okay, okay. I just confirm whether my voice is there or technical glitch is here with me, sir, due to bad weather, right? So that's why I just wanted to know this. Okay, all right. So now I want to come on to this hands-on experience. So for that, what is required? First of all, you should know that how can you proceed along with DEMATEL technique, right? So here today I'll be just dealing with DEMATEL only. Rest all will be discussed by the next session in ISM, and further if we get chance, then definitely I'll be covering some more MCDM tools like AHP and IASM and all. So here, first of all, I want to show you people one thing which is very important, and that is basically, let me open. Wait. All right. So can you see this Excel sheet here? Is this Excel sheet is visible? No. Let me put this once again. Now is it visible? Okay. So all these sheets are visible. Actually, there's one problem. I think when this sheet is visible, then I'm not able to see the comment of yours. So it is better that can anyone be unmute and just let me know
No, it is
whether
not
the things
visible,
are
sir.
not visible. Okay. Sir, now it is
Yes,
visible.
yes. Oh, gone. Again gone.
Again gone.
Uh, it was visible
Is,
but gone.
is happening? Just-
Yes, it is visible.
Okay.
Why it is going gone again?
So I think there is some problem. Can How can I share all these things? Yeah. Is it visible, sir, or not?
No, no, sir. Yes, it is
Is
coming.
it visible now?
Yeah, it is visible
Is
now.
okay,
It stays.
fine.
Yes.
So all right. So all the participants, I'm just requesting you people, please be here with me because I want to show you something very important so that you can understand the concept and then you can just apply all these things in your own paper, right? Suppose I'm having something with me. First thing is that how can we collect the data through DMATEL? I hope that what is DMATEL and what the DMATEL will do, this is clear till now, because DMATEL is just going to deal with the various factors. Various factors means if you are having a lot of factors with you, lot of criteria with you, and if you want to make those criteria on the basis of certain priority or on the basis of some significance level, then definitely you can use some sort of tools. So DMATEL is one of those tools which can just classify all the criteria into the different groups like cause and effect, and also it can give the significance of each factor, that which factor is the most important factor and which factor is the least important factor for your domain, right? So suppose this is one questionnaire. This is a questionnaire basically. How can you collect the data? So I'm going to discuss this thing with you all. Suppose you have identified some factors for your domain. Suppose this is related to the green products, right? So if I'm talking about the green product or sustainable product, so it is related to some sort of that type of product. So green products, what the factors can affect the consumption of green products? Suppose price may be the one of the important factor, then culture may be the factor, knowledge and information may be the factor, labeling and certification may be the factor, environmental concern may be the factor, supply and demand may be the factor. So these all are the factors which we have identified from the literature review, right? So here around 16 factors are here with me. So what you are supposed to do? So first of all, you have to identify one particular topic or one particular domain on which you want to see the effect of various factors. Means simply you can just identify the factors affecting of your own domain. So first of all, you have to identify all those possible factors. After identifying the factors, what is required? How can we go proceed? After identifying the factors, you have to make a questionnaire. So questionnaire will be in form of Excel sheet. In DMATEL technique, the questionnaire will be in the form of Excel sheet. So how can we make that questionnaire? This is the questionnaire basically. So it is very easy to make the questionnaire in DMATEL technique. What we have done, we have put all the factors firstly in rows, and then the same thing is done with columns also. Means here you can see that all factors are written in the rows, row 1, row 2, row 3, all 16 factors are written over here. And similarly, the same factors in the same order are written in columns also, right? Now this is the questionnaire ready. Now it is very important to get it filled by the respondent. And how can you get it filled by the respondent? It requires some sort of skills. So just try to understand. You have to collect the data, because again the second question is who will be the respondent. Respondent will be the expert, because in this type of studies where we are using the qualitative studies for analyzing the data, then we are going to use the experts in our study, right? So who is going to fill this particular questionnaire? Experts will be filling it. Who are the expert? Experts may be anyone from your own domain, right? So that expert may be academician, that expert may be industrialist, that expert may be any person who is sitting on the top position, or even that expert may be farmer also. Suppose if I'm talking about organic food or the natural food or the green foods, then definitely that may be the farmer also who is having a lot of experience with it. So experts may be anyone. So first of all, you have to identify the experts. After identifying the expert, now the second question arises, how many experts will be there? So as far as the number of experts are concerned, literature supports that minimum 5 experts should be there. So if you are keeping 5 or 6 experts, that can be justified, because whenever you are writing the paper on the basis of 5 expert or 6 expert, and if you are just sending your paper to the journal, then what will happen, the question will arise from the reviewer side that why you have taken 5 reviewers only, or 5 experts only, or 6 experts only. So you have to justify this comment, or this objection from the reviewer. So how can you justify this thing? There are literature available which are indicating that minimum 5 experts are required for this type of study, and previously these type of studies have been published. That is why we have taken 5. Less than 5, I've never found any study where there are the less than 5 experts. So minimum 5 expert I found somewhere, and I've quoted this, that minimum requirement of expert is 5. But for safer side, you can have more than 10 experts in your study. So just try to keep expert from 10 to 15, or if you can just increase the number, then it may be from 20 to 15 to 20, right? So but more than 10 will be the good number of experts for this type of study, right? And the maximum limit, I've also seen somewhere in papers that maximum number of experts were 50. So finally I can conclude that experts, a number of experts may vary from 5 to 50. So for our researches, what can we do? We can keep the number of experts from 10 to 15, any number, 13, 15, 14, like this, right? So I hope parallelly I've answered 2 questions. Now the third one is, how can you get it filled by the expert? So first of all, you have to interact with the expert. It will take time, because it is visible that the questionnaire is very easy. So sometimes you can assume that it is very easy to get it filled, but believe me, it will take means a lot of time to get it filled if you want to get the appropriate and the accurate results. Why? Because whenever someone is going to fill it, then definitely he will be confused in between, because all the time the same things are being repeated. Now look at the questionnaire and you can understand the complication of this. Suppose what we are asking, we are asking that what will be the effect of price on price. So first of all, just what I've done, I have put zeros here, right? What all these zeros are indicating? These zeros are indicating that the factors cannot affect itself, like the effect of price on price, that is not significant. There's no need to find out the effect of price on price, right? Similarly, the effect of culture on culture, the effect of knowledge on knowledge. So that is why diagonal values are 0. I've put already all the zeros, because there should not be any confusion. Now the questionnaire will be filled in such a manner where we can see the effect of rows on columns. Just be very attentive now, because it is a very technical part of the DEMATEL. What we are saying means, what I'm saying that you have to identify the effect of rows on columns. Means what will be the effect of price on culture, right? So you will be just explaining this thing to the expert, that you have to find out the effect of rows on the columns, and what do you think? And for that you can use some scaling. The scaling may be from 0 to 3. 0 is no effect, 1 will be less effect, 2 will be moderate effect, 3 will be high effect. So you can make the scaling from 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if someone is putting, suppose here 3, so what does it mean? It means he is assuming that price is having a very high effect on culture, right? But at the same time, some reviewer or some experts can say, okay, price doesn't deal with culture, so he can give it 0. All right. So I hope I'm clear to you. Means what does it mean? It is depending on the wish of the expert. Means how he is perceiving this thing, right? What will be the effect of price on culture? So he is putting, suppose 0. Suppose first expert is putting 0, right? Similarly, you are asking what will be the effect of price on knowledge and information. He can say 1. Means there is very less effect of price on knowledge and information. Then price and labeling and certification. So someone can say it might be 2. Why? Because if the prices will be high, then labeling may be there or certification may be there. Why? Because it requires some sort of investment. So again, it might happen that the next expert is not thinking like this. He's saying, okay, price doesn't affect labeling, so he can put it 0 here. So that is why you are going to approach all the experts separately, one by one, and give him proper time to fill this entire questionnaire in a very appropriate manner, right? Because no need to do hurry, because once you are getting all these values, then the task will be very easy, only calculation is required. But how can you get all these values? This will be depending on the expertise of the experts. So I hope you are aware about the questionnaire, that what is this questionnaire all about and how can you get it filled, right? So suppose if I'm talking about labeling, what is the impact of labeling on price? So someone say, some expert can say it is 3. Why? Because if the labeling and certification will be 3, will be there, then what will happen? The prices will be high. So labeling and certification can affect price very highly. So he can put number 3 here. So what we are doing, we are just uh, providing the range from 0 to 3, and we are asking the responses from the expert. Just fill this entire questionnaire or this entire Excel sheet from 0 to 3 as per their own experiences or own knowledge. So after getting all these things, so suppose you have get it filled by first expert, second expert, third expert. Suppose I'm going to take 5 experts. So all 5 experts will be just filling this type of sheet, and finally you will be getting this sheet returned to you. I hope this thing is clear. What is all about this questionnaire? So to make the questionnaire is very easy. Only you have to identify the factors. Just put the factors in rows and columns. Make a table and just send it to the experts and ask them. Just check what will be the effect of rows on the columns. Means the things which is written in rows, whether they can affect the columns or not. If yes, then how you are perceiving that effect from 0 to 3 scaling. 0 is no effect, 1 is less effect, 2 is moderate effect, and 3 is very high effect, right? So after filling this questionnaire, what is required to analyze the questionnaire? So here now I am going to show you something. So this is the very first matrix. Now look at the step or the methodology involved into the DEMATEL technique. That is why I've told you that please take the screenshot. Now you can see the steps. So I think you have seen that the first step was to make the average matrix, right? So what is the average matrix? Suppose this is already the average matrix. Average matrix is what? Suppose we have taken the responses from 5 experts, right? Again, I'm coming here. Suppose we have taken the responses from 5 experts. So first expert has written something here. I'm just putting random values, right? So if this sheet is filled, similarly second expert has also filled the sheet, third expert has also filled the sheet. So all the experts have filled the sheets, means this entire sheet is filled now. So what can we do? We can take the average of all 5 experts. Suppose he is saying here 1, second expert is saying 0, third expert is saying 0, fourth expert is saying. So what we are going to do? First expert is, suppose I'm talking about this factor culture, right? So suppose first expert is saying it is 0 effect, then second expert is saying it is having 1 effect, expert is saying again 0, then next one is saying 1, and last one is saying suppose 2, right? So what is required? You have to take the average of this. So this is 2.4. So ultimate, the final average matrix will be having here 2.4. Here you can see, right? So here you can see that what is the ultimate average matrix? It is. So the effect of F1 on F1, the effect of F1 on F1, that will 0. The effect of F1 on F2, that is 0.6. What is this 0.6? This 0.6 is basically the average of all 5 experts or all 7 experts. Means it will be depending on the number of experts. You have to add all the values all together and divide it by the number of experts. So you can get this matrix, this particular table, right? right? So this is called the first average table. After getting this table, what is required? And all these things can be done easily in Excel. If you are putting all the things here, you can just apply the formula and you can just find the average value. After getting this average value, what is required? You have to find out the column total, sum of the columns, right? So sum of the columns. Why we are obtaining this sum of the column? Because in DEMATEL technique, we are looking for the effect of rows on columns, right? So that is why we are going to add the all the rows value. So here you can see that I have done the sum of all the rows value. So out of all these sum, which one is the highest value? So you can see that this 41.8 is the highest value. This 41.8 is the highest value, and the next step, you can see in that screenshot, in the next step what is required, you have to calculate the normalized table. So the first table is average table. This is the average table. I hope you all are aware that how can we get the average table. Average table is here. After getting average table, you have to find out the normalized table. For getting the normalized table, what is required? You have to find out the maximum value from the sum of the rows. Just this is the sum of the rows, which is the maximum value, that is 41.8. Now divide all these values by 41.8. You can see here. Here the formula is B3 divided by 41.8, then C3 is divided by 41.8, means these all values are divided by this maximum value. So if you are dividing all these values, all the cells by the maximum value, that is 41.8, you will get the normalized matrix. Means what you have done, you have just normalized the above matrix. Average matrix have been normalized now. So how can we do the normalization? By dividing all the elements by the maximum value of sum of rows, right? So the second step is done. You have got the normalized value, normalized matrix. After getting the normalized matrix, what is required? The third is identity matrix. Identity matrix, you have to make this identity matrix by yourself. What is identity matrix? Identity matrix is that matrix which has the diagonal element 1, rest all other elements 0. So here you can easily see that all the diagonal elements are 1 and rest all other elements are 0. So this is known as the identity matrix. So after finding out the identity matrix, we have to find out the identity matrix minus normalized matrix. Means this identity matrix and this normalized matrix, we have to subtract these two matrices. So from identity matrix, we are going to subtract this normalized matrix. So if we are subtracting the values, then the next table we will get, and that table is this. This is called the I minus n, means identity matrix minus normalized matrix. So this is the value. Here you can see that B42, B42 is what? That is this value B42 and divide minus that value. What is that? This B42 is what? The first value of identity matrix, and from here you have to subtract the value of normalized matrix. The first value of normalized matrix is this. So you have to subtract this value from this, simply this value from this, and these all can be done through Excel very easily. You have to just put the formula and drag the value. I will do this for you for a small sample. Here I just want to show you that what you have to do ultimately. So after getting this identity matrix minus normalized matrix, you will get this type of matrix where all the elements besides diagonal elements are negative. So here all elements are negative elements, right? After that, we will try to find out the inverse of this matrix. Means this identity matrix minus normalized matrix, we will try to find out the inverse. Again, to find out the inverse is very easy. On Excel, you have to apply one formula and you can get the basically inverse matrix. How can you do it? I will show you right now after this. And ultimately you have to find out the total relation matrix. Total relation matrix is what? It is the multiplication of this inverse matrix and the normalized matrix, right? So here the normalized matrix is what? This is B23 and B82. So this is, you can see that this is B82, that is inverse matrix. This matrix should be multiplied by the this matrix should be multiplied by the normalized matrix, that is B23. You can see here that B23. So these two matrices should be multiplied, and once you are multiplying these two matrices, then what will happen? You can get the total relation matrix. So your ultimate objective was in step 3 in that screenshot, that to find out the total relation matrix. And after getting the total relation matrix, what is required? You have to find out the row sum and column sum. So what is here? This is the sum of rows, Ri, and here this is the sum of columns, that is Cj. So this is Ri and Cj. Once you have got Ri and Cj, then you have to make the another table of Ri and Cj. This is Ri. From where I've got this Ri? Ri I've got from here. Just look at here. This is Ri, right? This is Ri. And from where I've got Cj, again, this is Cj. This entire value is Cj. So you have to write down Ri, Cj. Once you have got Ri and Cj, then you have to, in one column you have to add these two values, and in another column you have to subtract these two values. So if you are adding these two values, then it will be showing the significance means what is the importance of the factor. So Ri plus Cj, basically it is showing the significance of the factors, and Ri minus Cj can classify the factors into the cause and effect. And what is the rule behind it? If the value of Ri minus Cj is negative, it means it is coming under the effect group, and if the value of Ri minus Cj is positive, then it will be a cause group. So now you are able to classify all the factors into the cause and effect group, right? So what you have done, you have just identified some factors, 15, 16 factors, and ultimately what you have done, you have classified those factors into the cause and effect group, and you have identified the significance of the factor. And if you are quoting all these things in your research paper, that will be showing some sort of novelty, that what you have done along with those factors, you have divided those factors into cause and effect, and you are also telling which factor is the most significance factor. And ultimately on the basis of this, you can write the implication of your research, right? And if your implication is very strong, it is showing the novelty, and it is very useful for the audience, then definitely your paper will be accepted. So that is why most of the paper based on this DEMATEL, fuzzy DEMATEL, or multi-criteria decision making are getting accepted. Why? Because the implication will be very strong if you are doing the things in a right manner, right? So all these things are here. Now again, in the screenshot of the methodology, you can see that there is a threshold value. We are talking about the threshold value. So what is exactly threshold value? Threshold value is basically the average of this entire total relation matrix. So what you have done, this total relation matrix which you have calculated, just try to find out the average of the entire this total relation matrix, and this average value here is 0.14. So this is threshold value. Now what this threshold value will do? So this threshold value will tell you that which factor is affecting to which factor most. So suppose the value of threshold is 0.14. Now look at the total relation matrix. So total relation matrix is this. So just identify that how many cells are having the values more than 0.14. What is 14? 14 is the threshold value. You can see here. This is threshold value. So the cells which are having the values more than 0.14, just highlight those cells. Here I have done this thing by applying the conditional formatting. So you can see that F1 can affect F6, F11, F12, F14, F15, and F16. Why it is affecting these factors more? Because the threshold value, these cell values are more than threshold value. Suppose if we are talking about F1 to F2, so F1 is not affecting F2 very much. Why? Because the threshold value is higher than the cell value. Here F1 is not affecting F3. Why? Because the threshold value is higher than this F3. But here in F6, the value of cell is 0.15 and threshold value is 0.14. It is showing that the cell value is higher, means the F1 can affect F6. So by this, what can you do? You can just tell that which factor affects to which factor, and on the basis of this, you can make a digraph that is called as the DEMATEL digraph. right? So if you are putting DEMATEL diagram also in your paper, then that will give you some extra edge, and that is the visual representation of the importance of the factors. I hope all these steps are clear. This is all about DEMATEL. Now I want to show you that how can we proceed this process. Suppose I'm going to take this for hands-on 5 cross 5. So just come with me here. What I have done, suppose I want to check the effect of factors on certain area, right? Suppose the same thing. I want to check what is the consumption pattern of organic food for consumers and what are the factors affecting. So suppose I've identified 5 factors. Here I want to take down the name also. So I will write like this. All right. So suppose these factors may be 10, 15, 16, 18, 20. Means it is up to you how many factors you have identified. Suppose for hands-on, just I am taking 5 factors. Suppose these 5 factors are very important for some sort of adoption process or for some sort of consumption process, right? So suppose it is talking about AI, machine learning, and all. So this is related to the adoption of metaverse or adoption of AI, right? So these 5 factors we have identified that these 5 factors are going to affect the adoption process of metaverse. So first of all, I've made this questionnaire, and this questionnaire was filled by various experts. So suppose I'm going to get it filled by one expert, and one expert has just given his remark like this, that this is 0, this is zero point 0.6, zero point 0.4, because if there is only one expert, then it will not come at zero point 0.6 or zero point 0.4. This is the average value of 5 experts, right? So suppose if you are making this is 0, second expert is saying again 0, third is, so basically these columns, these diagonal values will be 0 automatically, because the effect of legal framework on legal framework, that will be 0. But the effect of legal framework on collaboration and research, suppose someone is saying there will be the effect very less effect, someone is saying there is very high effect, someone is saying there is moderate effect. It is up to his own understanding. So on the basis of those results, what we have done, we have taken the average values, and this is the average value. So the first step is to find out the average value of all the experts. After this, what is required? We have to do the sum, sum of all. You can directly take this from here. So this is the sum, right? And just recall what was the second step. The second step was to get the normalized table. So now here we want to get the normalized table. So how can you get the normalized table? After getting the average table, you have to just find out the sum of the rows. After getting the sum of the rows, you have to identify the maximum value of the sum of the rows. So which one is the maximum value? This 12.8 is the maximum value, suppose, for this data. So you are going to divide all these values by 12.8. So what we are going to do, we are going to again, we are going to make this. So this will take some time, but again the calculation is very easy and we can do all the things very easily. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide this value by 12.8. So 12.8, so this is 0. Again we can get all the values, right? So this is the normalized table. Normalized table is what? The actual table which you have got from the actual responses of the experts. What you have done, you have made the average value table, and from the average value table you have divided all the elements by the maximum sum of the rows, and this is the normalized table. After getting normalized table, what is required? You have to make a identity, means you have to make one identity matrix. So identity matrix means diagonal element will be 1, rest all will be 0. So what can we do? We can just put 1, then 1, then 1, 1, and 1. So rest all values will be 0. So you can just do this thing. This will be 1, and this will be 0. This will be 0. Again, this will be 0, 0, 0. This will be 0, 0, and this will be 0. So just let me check all the values are here or not. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. One value is missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Here 0, 0, 0. What is this? This is basically the unit matrix or the identity matrix where all the diagonal elements are 0. So you have made this. After that, you have to subtract this table from this, means identity matrix minus normalized matrix, right? So what? How can you do this? Simply you have to apply the formula that you are going to subtract this and minus this value. You will get the result, and just drag it to get the result. I think there's something wrong with this. We have to subtract this minus. All right. So and drag it till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So this is basically the difference of uh, identity matrix minus normalized matrix. So you are getting here, you can observe that all the values besides the diagonal element are negative. So once you have got this thing, then what is required? Just look at here. What we have done? We have done the subtraction of identity matrix minus normalized matrix. Now here it is very important to find the inverse. So how can you find the inverse? Just look at here. So if we want to find the inverse of this matrix, so here you have to apply one formula, and that formula is M inverse. And you, okay, just do one thing, because this is important to apply, because this formula, how can you apply this formula here? You have to firstly select the array. So 5 cross 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is, now we are going to apply the formula, right? So what we want to do? M inverse. So M inverse. Now select the array, this array, right? After selecting this, close the bracket, and here control shift and enter. Oh, there is something wrong with this. We have to take all the values once again. I think there is something wrong. It is not working. I think the system is hanged, or this Excel sheet is hanged. I'm going to show you this once again. Okay, sorry for the interruption. This is hanged. This Excel is not working. So I have to close it once again. It's not working. Okay, I have to close it and I have to start it once again. All right, so I want to show you something related to this DMATL. DMATL. All right, so this is not working. I think there is some problem with the Excel because Excel is hanged, so I'm not able to perform all the operations here. So what I am doing, I'm just showing you the working paper on this DMetal, and you can understand that what is required basically from your side. Because here, okay, so this paper is visible to all of you. I think this is visible, right? So I'm just showing you this paper, and this paper basically has been accepted by the Scopus Index journal. And with the help of this paper, I want to make you people understand that how can you write the paper on the basis of DMetal, and what are the things required to showcase in your research, right? So first of all, you have to identify one topic. Suppose the topic is, are the consumers really shifting from traditional food to organic food? Means I want to identify the various factors which can affect the consumption of organic food. So for that, what we have done, we have gone through the literature review, and with the help of literature review, we have identified various factors. And here, I think there are 16 factors, right? So in methodology part, you can see that what I have mentioned. First of all, in methodology, what is DMetal? Decision making trial and evaluation laboratory. And when it has been established from 1972 to 1976, this was basically developed. And what are the literature support for this? These all are the papers which are talking about DEMATEL technique. Then what I have mentioned here, several academics have employed this strategy to examine how the criteria is means how the various criteria and multi-criteria decision making interact with one another. So again, I have given some literature support to this, because sometimes you can have the question from the reverse side that why you are applying DMetal, why not fuzzy DMetal, or why not ISM, or why not AHP. So you have to be very clear about your methodology, and you have to give some sort of literature support that why you have opted. So you can just see that we have responded to the reverse that by using causal diagram, DMetal technique, use graph model, and in the contextual relationship. And there are so many researchers who have already been used this this technique in their researches. So this is all about the justification for applying DMetal technique. And after that, there was a question related to the DMetal, that why only DMetal, why not ANP or ISM. So again, there are some logic behind it. We have just tried to find out some previous literature, and with the help of those previous literature, we have just clarified that why the DMetal method is more useful in comparison to ANP and ISM. So this is all the justification. These all are the literature support. So after that, by using the causal diagram to show the interdependence of the system, these all are the characteristics of DMetal. And DMetal steps involve 6 steps, which I have already shown you that these all are the 6 steps. So firstly, you have calculated the average matrix. What is average matrix? It is already discussed by me. Then calculate normalized matrix. How can you find out normalized matrix? By dividing the maximum sum of the row, and then find out the T. Then what is T? So here I hope I have mentioned all the steps clearly. So the step one, gather experts' opinion and compute the initial matrix and average matrix. So this is I hope clear to all, because 16 factors have been identified and those factors have been discussed already. This is the scaling which I've used: 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So no influence, 1 is low influence, medium influence, high influence, and very high influence. So you can again use the same scaling from 0 to 4 or 0 to 3, it's up to you. But if we are considering medium, high, and very high, then we can go for 4 level also. On the basis of this scaling, what we have done, we have calculated the matrix. So this is the average matrix, first average matrix, which I have already shown you. And on the basis of this average matrix, this was the maximum value 41.8, which we have got from the sum of the rows. And after that, we have divided all these values by this 41.8.
Harish
And
sir, I think you have shared the screen.
yes sir, it is not visible at all.
No, it is not visible, sir.
So why it is not visible? Because I am showing something very important this time. Let me share once again. It is visible now, sir?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was telling you people, I just basically I was just showing you a paper. The paper is on the topic, are the consumers really shifting from traditional food to organic food? A DEMATEL approach. So DEMATEL approach I've already discussed, because my Excel is not working. That is why I'm not able to perform the operations. But those operations have been done in this paper. So that is why I just want to show you those operations here. What are those operations? Parallelly, I'm just suggesting you people that whenever you are writing your paper on the basis of DEMATEL, then there should be some sort of justifications required, because ultimately reviewers will be asking about the application of DEMATEL, that why have you applied this DEMATEL technique here, what is the significance of DEMATEL technique, and give some literature support also. So these all are the literature support available, and you have to explain all these things in the methodology section, that why you are going to opt this DEMATEL. Parallelly, DEMATEL is means bit superior than ISM and ANP. Again, the logics are behind it, and you can use DEMATEL over the ANP and ISM, or you can use the hybrid model of DEMATEL along with ISM, right? But if you are implementing DEMATEL separately, then you have to give the logic that why only DEMATEL you have used, right? Then there are the methodology steps, which I have already shown you, that here first step I've already discussed with you all. Along with this first step, you have to go to the next step. Next step was related to the normalized matrix, right? Here, what I was telling you people, that you can use this scaling also. 0 is no influence, 1 is low influence, means you can just make the scaling from 0 to 4, where 4 is indicating very high influence. So sometimes you can find that one factor is affecting the another factor very highly. So for that, you can use the value 4, right? And after that, what will be there? This was the matrix which I've already shown you in the Excel sheet, that this matrix is the average of all the experts review. And how can you find out the second step, second matrix, that is the normalized matrix, by dividing this all the values by the maximum value of some row. Then the next, these all are the formula which I've used here, and these formulas you have to mention in your research paper, but simply you have to apply these formula into the Excel sheet. So whenever you are applying all these formula in Excel, then you will find the things very easy for you, right? Ultimately, I can give you one more suggestion, that you can do the DEMATEL analysis through R Studio also. I hope yesterday Manish sir has told something about R. So BiblioShine you have seen over there. So similarly, you can install the package of DEMATEL from somewhere from the crane, and then you can apply this in R also. So all these tables will be formulated by R software, right? But again, if you are not comfortable with R, if you are not comfortable with coding and all, then you can easily do all these things in Excel also. So these all calculations are done on Excel, right? So normalized initial matrix, we have got it. And after getting the normalized initial matrix, you have to subtract the normal in a normalized matrix by the identity matrix. So here, this is the normalized matrix. Then the next step is related to find out the total relation matrix. So what is total relation matrix? Total relation matrix is the multiplication of the uh, inverse matrix and the normalized matrix. So what is the inverse matrix? I have shown you the inverse matrix. You can easily find out by applying the formula. What is the formula? Formula is M inverse. So if you are putting the M inverse into the Excel and you are selecting the entire array, then definitely you can get the result. So once you've got that inverse matrix, then you have to multiply that inverse matrix with the D. The D is the normalized matrix. So after getting this is basically the identity matrix. I've already told you identity matrix. After that, there is matrix of I minus D. I minus D is what I was working over there. I was subtracting this normalized matrix from the identity matrix. So after subtraction, you will have this type of matrix where all the diagonal values are 1 and rest all other values will be negative. Then you have to find out the inverse matrix. This inverse matrix can be obtained by applying the formula of M inverse into the Excel. Or if you are doing this thing into the R, then you can get it directly by putting some command over there, right? So this can be done on R also. Now the total relation matrix. So total relation matrix, earlier the formula is written that total relation matrix is what? This is the matrix which is the multiplication of this inverse matrix and this normalized matrix. Just try to understand this normalized matrix, right? So initial normalized matrix is this. So this is the normalized matrix which is called as D. So just multiply this D, means this normalized matrix. This matrix should be multiplied by this inverse matrix I minus D inverse. So if you are multiplying these two matrices, again these two matrices can be multiplied by the formula M multi, means M multi means matrix multiplication. So there is formula available in Excel which can multiply the matrix at the same time. There is no need to multiply it because the multiplication of matrix is very complicated if the matrix is having number of higher number of rows and number of columns. But the entire thing can be done easily through the Excel, right? So M matrix multiplication operation will be applied, and after getting the resultant, you are having this type of total relation matrix, right? So this total relation matrix is giving you some results. What you have to do, you have to finally find out the sum of the rows and sum of the columns. After getting these sum, you can identify the significance, this Ri plus Cj. You can see here this Ri plus Cj is showing the significance of the factors and effect and cause. So cause and effect, can anyone write in the comment box that what is the rule for cause and effect? How can you identify that it will be cause and it will be effect? Cause and effect. I think I'm not able to see the comments here. I don't know why, because it might be possible that I've joined through directly through Zoom. Is if values of negative values effect. Okay, got it. So you people are along with me. That is good. All right. Still this is not working, so I'm not able to show you the things. I hope the screen is visible here. Ultimately, what you have to report, you have to find out this threshold value. How can you find out the threshold value? Again, I've already discussed this thing. The average of the total relation matrix, means this total relation matrix, you have to find out the average of this entire total relation matrix. So if you are getting the average, then you will get the threshold value. So threshold value is average. Now, what is the role of threshold value? With the help of threshold value, you can identify the important factors. Now here I hope I have mentioned some sort of diagram. Yes. So you can make such type of diagraph. So diagraph is what it is showing that you have to make the arrow. You have to make the arrow. Arrow can be means how can you make the arrow? Just here I just want to show you how can you make the arrow. Uh, okay. Suppose if you want to make the diagraph, then what is required, you can make it in word itself. Just write down all the factors f1, f2, f3, f4, f5, f6 till 16. So arrow will move from f1 to f6, then f1 to f11, f1 to f18, f12, f1 to f18. Means all these highlighted values. Why these highlighted values are there? Because these values are more than threshold value. So you can connect all the factors through from f1 which are having the more than the threshold value. Similarly, from f2, the arrow will be moving towards f1, f2, f4. So by this you can have the diagraph, right? So you can have the diagraph. This is the simplest diagraph, and you can make it. It was the output from the Excel, but Excel is not working right now. So you can make it in Word also. I'm not getting that. Okay, wait. I just want to show you something else related to this. Let me check whether the diagraph is available here or not. All right. This diagraph is visible or not? DEMATEL diagraph. Tiwari sir, can you tell me this diagraph is visible or not? Yes, this is visible. If not, I'm going to share it once again. I hope this graph is visible, right?
Yes, yes.
So you can make this, yes, you can make this diagraph. What is this diagraph? This diagraph is talking about the arrows will be moving from factor to the other factor. So this is looking very complicated, but it is very easy to make this diagraph. This diagraph will be made by the help of that basically table which I've shown you. I just want to show you that table with the help of this table, right? This table. So what it is indicating that from F1 the arrow will be moving towards F6, F11, F12, F14, F15 and F16. Similarly from F2 the arrow will be moving towards F1, F2, F4 and F6. So if you are making all these things, then you can have the graph like this is the diagraph. So this diagraph is a very powerful representation about the factors, which is talking about that which factor is the most effective factor. Here you can see that there is one factor which is f9. So f9 factor don't have any effect on anyone. Means this is the very isolated type of factor, and this factor is means not working inside the system, right? Because rest all other factors are interrelated with each other, but this factor is isolated. So if you want to remove this factor from here, it will not affect the entire system, right? So now we are coming to the conclusion part. The conclusion part is that how can we report all these results, right? So you should consider two things. All the factors which are coming under the cause group, those factors are very important. So whenever you are writing your result discussion or your conclusion or your implication, then you will be suggesting to the decision makers or the policy makers that what we have to do, we have to be focused on the cause group factors. All those factors which are coming under the cause group, we have to control those factors, right? So if we are able to control those factors, then easily we can control the entire system, because effect group factors are nothing but the outcome of the cause group factor. So who is telling all these scenario to you? Only DEMATEL technique, because DEMATEL technique is able to classify all the factors into cause and effect, and ultimately it is telling you that cause group factors are more important, and we should be focused on cause group factor. If we are able to control the cause group factor, then definitely we'll be able to control the entire system, right? So you have to write down the conclusion and result analysis in this direction, where you will be telling that which factor is most important and which factor should be taken on the priority, right? So here you can see the result. Suppose if I'm talking about knowledge information, this page is visible. This page is visible, the direct and indirect influence. Sir, this page is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. So here, okay. So here you can see that knowledge and information is coming under the cause group factor. So you can see that this factor is very important. Why it is very important? Because the rest, all other factors are the outcome of all these cause factors. So if you are suggesting to some policy makers or some decision makers, so what will you suggest? That you should work on the knowledge and information, means you should spread the knowledge about the organic food, you should spread the information about the organic food to the consumers, so that they can buy more and more product, right? So which factors are more important and more significance for the system? The factors which are coming under cause group. Simply similarly, labeling and certification, again it is coming under the cause group. So it is indicating that if you are working on the labeling and certification, then definitely that will lead to trust. Because if some sort of organic foods are having the certification on it, because most of the time people are confused whether the product is organic or not, but if there is some labeling and some certification, government certification is there, then definitely the trust will be increased and the people will be buying that product more. So again it is coming under the cause factor, right? Similarly, environmental concern, it is becoming the cause factor. Why? So if we are focusing on the environmental, suppose organic food or the green products are talking about the sustainability or the ecological environment, or you can say the conservation of the environment. So this factor is again becoming the most crucial factor. So the policy maker or the decision maker or these industries, what they should do, they should focus on the environmental benefits of the organic food, so that people will be motivated to purchase it. They should be focused on labeling and certification from the government side. If they are putting the label and certification on the product, then definitely the sale will be higher. If they are spreading the knowledge, if they are promoting this thing to the masses, then definitely the sale will be higher, the consumption will increase. So all these things you can just consider in this way, that the cost factors are the most important factor. If you are talking about price, so price may be the effect. Means if we are going to increase the awareness by spreading knowledge, so if we are investing money on information is promotion and all, then definitely price will be higher, or vice versa. So all these things will be done like this. So you can identify that all the factors, means all the important factors are coming under the cause group, and the factors which are coming under the effect group, it doesn't mean that these factors are not important. These factors are important, but these factors are the outcome of the cause group. So if you are controlling the cause factors, then definitely this effect factor can be controlled, right? You can see here, like if I'm talking about the significance level, the most significant factor is that factor which is having highest Ri plus Cj. So highest Ri plus Cj is here, suppose 5.835. So health consciousness. So this health consciousness, again it is becoming the cause factor, and it is also showing that it is having the highest Ri plus Cj. So from here you can conclude and you can just quote in your result that this factor, this F12, means health consciousness, this is the most important factor among all the factors. Why? Because it is having the highest Ri plus Cj value, means it is having the highest significance value, that is 5.835. Parallelly, it is coming under the cause factor. That is why it got rank 1. So this is the first rank factor, means why the people are purchasing this organic food, because they are health conscious. And you can just think on it, most of the time due to the health, people are purchasing this type of organic food. And how did I come to know about this result? With the help of expert opinion, means all the experts are perceiving the same thing. Similarly, the second important factor is becoming lifestyle, and then so these all are the things, right? So that's all about DEMATEL technique. I know this was not very effective session because there were so many technical glitches today, and if I'm getting time, then definitely I will like to share this thing in a more effective manner with you all. But for the time being, I can expect that you have taken something from here, and definitely you will start your paper along with this DEMATEL technique. And if you are having any sort of difficulty or any problem, you can connect with me at any time. You can just uh, take my email ID from Tiwari sir, and he'll be sharing all the details with you. And if you are requiring anything from my side, any data, because no data set is required here, I've already told you, because it is not a smart PLS, or it is not bibliometric data where you have to put the data into the software and you find out some results, right? Here, all the things are very logical. You have to apply all the things by your own. Firstly, make a questionnaire if you want to do some sort of hands-on. Just identify 5 6 or 10 factors, make a questionnaire, get it filled by the respondents, and uh, start working on that on Excel. Once you are able to find out the effect and cause group, then you will be much confident, and take any base paper of DEMATEL, and on that particular base paper you can write your own research paper. If you are having any need anytime, you can connect me with anytime, right? So Tiwari sir, I think that's all from my side, because there is so many technical glitches today with me. So
No, no, sir,
I'm
there was no technical glitch.
not
Everything
very
was,
effective today. I can analyze this
everything was
thing, but
smooth.
definitely no, no, from my side, sir, because my Excel was hanged today. Parallelly, there was some updation required in Zoom. That is why I directly joined through zoom.us.in, and there are so many constraints into that platform. So I apologize from my side for that, but I tried my level best to share my all the experiences with you all. And if I'm getting the chance, then definitely next time I'll be giving you some sort of parallel hands-on on the same topic, along with some other topic or hybrid mode like ISM, along with the HP, along with the DEMATEL, right? So that's all from my side for today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Dr.
Shrish sir. And I would like to express my appreciation to our resource person, Dr. Shrish Singh sir, for joining us today and sharing your ocean of knowledge with us, sir. And your knowledge has really added a spark to the event. And it is even more special to us because literally experience explaining with the research paper, and hope our participants will really use this expertise and come out with the best paper, sir. And last but not least, finally, I would like to thank all the faculty members from SOEC for extending support for smooth functioning of this event, sir. I'm grateful to our director, Dr.B.B. Tiwari, sir, for all that you have done to make this event happen, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And wishing you good luck. God bless all of you. Signing off for the day. Thank you, sir.